How to get a 100K line of credit incredibly fast, even with some minimal qualifications. And what if that is something you don't qualify for, or you do, but would like to see an alternative? I'm going to show you all of that and much more. But before that, my name is Michael from Viral Funding Solutions, and I'm going to cut right into this. In general, what you have to think about is on a line of credit, I can, one, yes, use the funds as I choose, but two, I get to withdraw and use them whenever I would like to. And is that something you're looking forward to? Perhaps you're in a situation where cash flow is a problem, emergency funds, you need them. You need to complete a project that will be in the distant future. You just want to be ready for it. You're taking on more jobs, but just don't have the equipment, the staff, etc. But you are going to eventually go in that direction, or you need it now, then a line of credit is a great option. And there are many other circumstances you could be using it for. I just believe every business owner should have one. It's kind of like this safety blanket to turn to. When you have a lump sum, yeah, you can use that too, but you have at least a line of credit you can withdraw from. And how they work, and I've made a separate video, I'll try to link to you down below in the description, but let's say you get approved for 100,000, and I'm going to get into how you can get approved for that amount. But you take 100,000 you get, and you say, oh, well, I only want to use 10,000. I have a certain project, or I'm trying to do a marketing campaign or something else. And you go, well, I'm going to take out 10K, get a withdrawal fee. And you go, well, once I'm done paying this off, and you get interest on when you take out whatever you take out on that 10K, for example, you pay it back, it's revolving. So it becomes replenished as your full 100K. It doesn't then become 90K, which is a great thing. And it's an advantage. The type of payment structure you may be getting is better, weekly/monthly. And so to get 100,000, you generally want to be doing at least $1 million in annual gross sales. We're not talking about profits, but in annual gross sales. And that background part of it is we're looking to get you at least 10 to 15% of your annual gross sales for a lot of different services. And in one of these, we can get you between, it could be 150 to 200% of your lowest month or your average monthly sales. And I'm going to get into how that's possible. But a line of credit to get 100,000, you want to be doing that on average in yearly gross sales. And again, there are some services that can get you a certain amount of an approval. So sometimes you may get 40 to 60% of your lowest month on average with some bank term loan solutions, some banking solutions, excuse me. Perhaps you're looking through a line of credit with building business credit, getting access to credit cards, higher limits, and so forth. That may be another option, but I'm going to show you one here today where you can get between 5,000 to 100,000, and that value can be going up. So now let me get into the share screen, but all information will be down below. But before actually I do that, if you want to get in touch and you would like to get a more personalized and customized approach on what your best funding option and options are, that's very broken down to you in terms of qualifications, how it works, the numbers, bonus tips, bonus material, conclusion, and gives you that more human element from somebody like myself who actually takes the time to get to know you as a person first and then business second. That is a great thing to go for. So again, I'll leave this questionnaire form down below in the description. So just fill out some simple funding details that'll show you on that page. And then it'll land in my email inbox where then I will analyze it, evaluate it, and give you a proper response back on what you get qualified for. But all other resources will be down below in the description if you want to get started getting this line of credit. So there's one here in specific, and I know there are plenty of them out there, but this is a great option to go through, which is David Allen Capital Link, where you can get between 5,000 to 100,000 incredibly fast and use those funds whenever you need them most. And it's very simple and fast. Receive a decision in 1 business day and as fast as 1 hour, requiring only a soft credit pool as low as a 550 FICO credit score. So that's kind of where some of the minimal qualifications come in it. And that is putting it at a stretch, but we can help you. And usually what's looked at a line of credit is at least a year's worth of time in business, sometimes 6 months. For the most part, it's a year. And you want to have at least a 600 credit score. So that's the credit side of the equation, as opposed to a lump sum. When you're getting a business loan, sometimes we can be more flexible there. But in a line of credit, the qualifications come up just a bit. And then fueling business growth, a better fee structure. I'm going to show you an example, but I made a full video on this exact program that you can check out down below in the description. So there will be a separate video for you to get started, and how there's different ways you can get a business funding amount up to 2 million. If you're looking for a lump sum, maybe you'd like up to 25,000 if that's what you qualify for. But the videos will be broken down there below. Qualification, it is simple. Do you qualify? a year's plus worth in business anywhere in the US. So if you're not, Canada, Puerto Rico, etc., I'll try to leave some information on that alternative down below. 550 personal FICO score is what we ask for. 15,000 plus in monthly revenue. That's just what we ask for on the revenue side of the equation, which is very common. You'll see a 10,000, 15, sometimes a little bit more, 20, 30. So it just depends, and it's a standard to be set. And we're giving you that because of the 550 personal FICO score. If in business less than 2 years or your business resides in New Jersey, and there's some of the states here, your FICO must be 600 and above. Qualification is also based on other criteria, including but not limited to financial strength of your business, average daily balance, number of NSFs, etc. Okay, so that will be all laid out down below in the description. And if I didn't cover it as much as in the other video, I'll do some of that here. But yes, you can withdraw and use those funds whenever you need to. And just some of the details, credit line of 5,000 to 100,000. At the moment, that number can probably go up over 100,000, but that's what we have it at the time of this. And to draw from at your convenience, automatically get weekly repayment. So if you're like looking at the lump sum amount, you're probably thinking, well, I have a cash flow thing and I don't want a higher payment. Maybe I only qualified for daily, or they have a weekly payment there, but I don't want to have to look at it that way. I don't need to use in a lump sum for this. I actually want a line of credit. Like I said, both is great. I recommend you have a line of credit no matter what you can withdraw from. Perhaps you use the business funding, the other one, with the lump sum more, but at least you have that there. Excuse me, easy to understand, draw balance fees when drawing funds or maintaining balance owed, no prepayment penalties plus big savings with early payoff, no collateral is required. You can lower your weekly payments by drawing out more. Longer terms can keep your payment down. Balance fee is anywhere around 1% per week of the balance. So for every week you have it open, you are charged a 1% fee on the remaining balance, which is very common. And it can be as low as 69%, excuse me. And it can be as high as 1.39% per week. Withdrawal fees can be anywhere from 0 to 3%, plus depending on your file, if you are in it for the long term and want small monthly fees instead of, and so forth. So sometimes, depending on the lender, we can get you a monthly fee as low as maybe $20, $30 or so, but you have it long term, as opposed to using it as a bridge loan, which a lot of business owners, you may be using it for this circumstance, where you just don't need that. You don't need it for the long term. You know what you're going to be needing it for. So we just take the withdrawal fee even more into account and so forth. So withdrawal fees can be anywhere from 0 to 3%, plus depending on your file, if you are in it for the long term, like I just mentioned, 69% to 1.3% interest cost of funds. For example, let's say you get approved for 20,000 and withdraw at a minimum of 1,000 with a 3% draw fee, which is 1,300, and then divided by the 6, 9, or 12 months you get. So these are based on 6 to 9, 12 months. Usually most people want the 12 months. Depends on what you get and what you can qualify for. So we divide the 1,300 into the weeks within those months. So let's say you get 12 months, which is 52 weeks, then that's $25 plus the cost of your capital, which is the interest. If 0.69, which is the lowest, which is ideally what most people want, but it depends on the financials, the strength of your business and so forth, then you pay $94 per week. So I got these numbers from taking the principal of 1,000 with your draw of 3%, which you owe 1,300 on your balance, and divided that by 52 weeks, which is the 12 months. Is that if that's what you got? If it's 6, it's 9 months, we calculated differently upon those. Then figured out your interest or cost of capital to be 69 cents. This number is given to you. So I don't want to talk about the amortization and confuse you on all of that, but this is how we calculate weekly payments. And this is just a big mathematical formula that you don't really need to know about. It doesn't make much of a difference. And then figured out your interest or cost of capital to be that amount. So 1,300 divided by the 52 weeks equals to 25 plus the 69 cents times 100, which is 25 plus 69, and that's $94 per week you will be paying until you fully used up the principal of the initial 1,000. So not considering the cost of the interest on that, it's the principal. I hope that makes sense to you. It can sound a bit confusing, and I get it, but it is very straightforward. Not going to get into the amortization. You see some of the qualifications in there. But this is something that I can discuss with you, but at least now you know if you want to rewind to watch it again. It's inexpensive. It could be inexpensive more so than the lump sum. And there's a lot of advantages to using it. And also, like I said earlier, there is this questionnaire form that'll look like this more or less. You can fill out to get in touch with myself, have our viral funding solutions. And I, as the mediary, as a broker, can pair you up with the best lenders, the best brokerages, et cetera, to get you the best funding program. And whether that's a line of credit now, and you want a lump sum in the future, what are your best options? With David Allen Capital 2, we can help you get a lump sum. Like I said here, business capital up to 2 million. And then we have an up to 25,000 service, customer financing, payment processing. And I have videos on all of this down below in the description. But just to recap, usually it's 10 to 15% of your annual gross sales. So if you wanted 100,000, you're looking at about $1 million. We can look at also the lowest month within the last 3 months, as well as we take into the average, get you about 150 to 200% more or less. It can be a lot better than other cases. The fees are less, and top rated providers. We only represent the best, and you get the best offer presented to you, which is, I strongly recommend something you look at doing. And if you want to get started with this line of credit program, I'll link it down below. There might be some video content before. You can just go to it right away. And just know that the qualifications, we can just drop it down a bit, 550, but revenue, we also look at other details. Yeah, 600 is ideal, a year's worth of business, sometimes 6+ months without 10,000 in revenue, but it depends again on the lenders and what it's looked at. We can probably increase the amount you can get to in the future. Perhaps we can get you more funding on top of a line of credit. You don't get all that you need, but we can get you a lump sum here, maybe another line of credit if that's possible, because they're separate, you're not in the same positions. If let's say you wanted 200,000, you got approved for 100,000 here, but you wanted a lump sum as well, you can take another 100,000. If you get approved for that, then you meet your 200,000. That makes sense. So that'll be everything from me. Make sure to look for all this content down below to get started with your line of credit program with David Allen Capital Link, and I will walk you through the process. The questionnaire form and everything else will be down below in the description. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please voice them for me down below, as well as if you're wondering what the fastest way is to get a hold of me, if you want to do that, business loan form, fill out some simple funding details so I at least have that to look at. And if you have not subscribed, please go ahead and do so and click that bell notification icon so you do not miss any future videos I will be coming out with. And if you got value out of it, yes, please give it a thumbs up and share this with others who you feel will get value out of that. So that's it for now. Talk to you soon. Bye.